Guys, additional for what I've said yesterday, that actually what the some of the things that psychologists and psychiatrist books uh, makes those kinds of sickness is nonsense. They don't help actually. They are just providing more chaos than adding the medicine itself. And in that medicine is has drugs. So it's a plan from the very beginning. Because the first company in the world or big is a pharma, right? So a psychiatrist and psychologist should do is like a counselor. They are better actually, counselors, because they are fixing relationships, not being on a marriage part or relationship of a parent to child or siblings, but just a relationship. I've encountered a counselor. It's an advisor that gives motivation. Then let you both talk. Psychiatrists and psychologists are like that. But I experienced it once or twice. It's different for a counselor. It's better that they will fix or they will fix the relationship of the first party. Then if the problem of the first party, the self, has to do with second party or third party, request the first party that in the second session or third session ask to be with that second and third party, because every person is having a problem with second party and third party, not only the first party. So they have to add reflection in their sessions. Psychologist, I mean, oh my gosh, and psychiatrist. They have to add reflection to their session, like if the patient cannot start, like, okay, the psychiatrist or psychologist will say, okay, explain, uh, give me some story or situation that you think not needed to fix, but boost your stress, depression, and anxiety. Then the patient cannot do it because of a problem of expressing, also self-express. So the psychiatrist or psychologist knows how to handle those kinds of people that cannot express. And of course, to break the victimizing of a person. That should be a work of psychiatrists and psychologists or counselors, advisors, motivators. To break, because we have all that one victimizing. Didn't you? I told one of my video or twice, I can say the word, you deserve it, we deserve it. Because look at ourselves. We are ourselves are evolving in stress, depression, anxiety, but we are not doing something to break that feeling. Or if we experience arguments that we wanted, sometimes we are having a problem of self-reflection to express ourselves. I mean, expression, reflection. Yeah, there's a reflection at that part also. You are having a problem of reflection. That's why a little bit of reflection. That's why you cannot express well yourself. And there's a self-esteem also at that part. Then, if the psychiatrist or psychologist observe that the patient is like that or the person is like that, the psychiatrist or psychologist should help that patient, not just interviewing and writing something. So those exams that they are doing, people can do that even with those people that has a problem in themselves. At the end, they cannot see or help the patient. They cannot see the problem itself. And they only base it on the book that they learned. They have to really learn also spirituality on also consciousness through spirituality. Not like not only like those books that they are studying or they are learning from their teachers, professors. You have to learn it by your own self also, as your professions. You can use kinds of techniques, right? But at the end, some people can bring it back to you. That's why your profession, psychiatrist or psychologist, is nonsense also. I've seen a video having a client of a known person that I don't know if it's a psychiatrist or psychologist, but at the end, he or she, I didn't know what's the gender of that psychiatrist, but I read it but I while reading the information from the post, I put my attention on the problem itself, not the gender or the name of the personals. That psychiatrist or psychologist and its life. It was affected by the person or client that he or she is attaining of. The client or the person itself affected the psychiatrist or psychologist. Look, we have to really put God in everything that we do because some clients is very strong of evil energy. If you cannot really uh, help them, this the aim of the psychiatrist or psychologist is to break of that known person's knowing of he or she should in every plans life of people should be stick on its plan if it needs or his plans on everything that he do is against beyond more of spiritual and human laws. But some I think like it's normal and maybe cannot because that person is very known. I don't want to put any name. Maybe if he heard or she heard this story, not for me or from someone, I hope so, a post that can mirror itself. Then he will realize how bad he became or she became because his or her plans is beyond. You know what I mean? If it's already beyond. So that's it. The psychiatrist, my main point there is the psychiatrist, psychologist, and it's alive because it only uses the books that it learned. They should learn how to connect consciousness from spirituality in those books that they learned. So I'm talking to not only these kinds of status, being even leader, teacher, business owner, or yourself. Just make your brain more broad in how you think things. And I saw one verse also saying that I forgot. Wait, I have to read it again. So this verse is from Isaiah. I create light and it creates dark. I create, it says, I make peace, I create evil. And I got this from a post actually. If someone doesn't understand this and there's a question says, if I'm me, it says the post. I will say, Why are you going to give the fault from Satan? There's a 0.1%. But for those people that who reads this kinds of verse, like so in Exodus chapter 7 verse 3, but I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and tooth I multiply my signs and wonders in Egypt. Then it says, why blaming Pharaoh? And I've told you right, the main source of evil is pride and ego. That pride and ego became self-centered, selfish, egoistic, and prideful. Let's answer it with the common sense. I will tell you this with blame yourself. Why did you allow evil to boast that evil in you? Right? With a one sentence only. Ano, who can read these kinds of verses will really come with doubt. Did you mean laugh? Because you will realize it in the other way. Like, yes, why would we actually hating evil or any bad that comes to us and it's not their fault? The one who has fault is God or Lord Jesus Christ. That's how we naturally understand it, actually, mostly of us. And this comes the every words or situations that I explains. If a person that doing his normal task and a other person encounter him or her just doing authentically his everyday task, just minding his or her own business. But some people are, we didn't know. Why are some people hating that? Minding its own business. Why is it insecurities will come with that other persons? With that person who is minding its business. Realize it. Still, insecurities works with pride and ego. Maybe they seen something from that person that mind its business that they don't want from pains and traumas, or they think that that person that minding its business is bragging. Like, it's common sense. How do you feel that insecurities? Who strike it? It's you yourself, right? And you accept that boasting of the evil energy to come with your pride and ego, then say bad words or think bad. Then even sometimes people go towards that person and do an action that it should not that be. Stopping that person for something, like doing a plan, like those, why this not authentic minding its uh, own business person is always in a position that it doesn't want it because of other people, right? Like in a situation which is this person that minding its let's base it in situations that we can really see how person acts unwise. This person that minding its business, like these kinds of social media, or go there, sharing, or a pastor, I can say, or a priest, tells truth to everyone, but some doesn't accept it because it triggers something. So before realizing why it triggers, unemotional knowledge comes, then you will be angry with that truth teller, and you can think and say, and even go to that uh, truth teller that you are nonsense. What you say is bragging or destroying person's life, or what do you think you are? You are bragging of someone's bad position. The most words that comes out in a person's hurt feelings. Why are you actually being affected, especially if that truth teller didn't even put any name on it? Because that's the experience of the preachers before, actually, before before Christianity's getting bigger. That's their most problem. They are being persecuted of bad feelings. That's why we deserve to feel those bad feelings. We didn't stand up, then, excuse me, confirmation. We didn't stand up, not the action that you're going to stand up. Didn't stand up for yourself, then realize what you hear, not being blind in the like deaf. Because why people became like they can see, they can hear, but they are blind and deaf? Because in their brain they are not realizing. They are not putting it really in their ear, then any words that they hear, the brain will process it. Then realization can come. That's reflection. Then feelings will come in understanding, which is, oh, that's why I am feeling like this. That's why my life or my etc. is like this. So realize that verse again. I make a light, but darkness comes. Put it in the truth. I am talking about the truth, but why some understand it as a dark? I give peace, but why evil comes? Actually, not why. I give peace, but I created evil. You are actually giving peace from truth. By how? How come the truth gave peace and my feeling is like this? Because you didn't study, you're deaf and you are blind and deaf of the truth, the message itself. Because why is it that your feeling is like that? You know why, but you are not processing it. You are revolving at your ego and pride, then bringing down it, then understanding the truth that is given. Try bringing down that ego and pride, even though your feeling is like getting to hurt and hatred. Then realize the truth words that you are hearing. Then it's really hurts. You have to accept it first. I accept that I'm feeling like this at this truth that I am hearing. Then pray, please God help me to realize this truth that I needed to hear. Because the evil energy is not boasting only evil in people, but making you deaf of the truth also. Leaving you dumb forever from that truth. Because we don't stand to fight and be warrior. To fight for that unhealthy pride and ego. There is really a pride and ego in people, but you can use it in a good way. A courage and confidence. To learn more truths in life, not only in physical materialistic world. Those books. Spirituality and physical. So I hope you understand because this video is getting longer. I think I already explained even a partial, but you will realize something, that ourselves is always the hindrance of ourselves, and we deserve what we hear. You deserve it. Sometimes, yes, it's not good to hear that from ourselves, even from others, but maybe we needed to really hear it. Then that's on that way we will realize something, why we hear those kinds of, we deserve it, because realize it. Why are you not abundantly and perspiringly progressing in spiritual and physical world? We have already a problem, because why do we always complain and compare, in putting ourselves from the victimizing of that pains and traumas that we experience? Then stand up to tell to yourself that I don't deserve that deserve. I deserve that deserve. I don't deserve. I don't deserve to hear that you don't deserve, but I deserve to hear that deserve. That's it, sorry. That's the right word. So, if you know that stand, people will vibe that one. If one people will start to tell you, you don't deserve, even you are not telling the world with an uh, confident and courageous energy, that person will back out. Even especially if that person sees your or aura, it's like strong and well, I can say vibrant. That's why some aura of people are vibrant, like strong, confident, and energy, even though that person is humble and silent, like it cannot break plates. The aura itself speaks. And for languages, the common sense speaks. Not any languages there. We're only using English because that's the one who is introduced to us to be universal language. Some are always questioning that. Why? In the truth, why is it the English that is being used for explaining things? It's common sense. They only explain it through English. Then our ancestors use English as international language. So they only translated the Bible through English language. Really? Why those reasonings? I'm sorry, huh? If we use those kinds of, people are actually not dumb enough to learn that it was only translated to English. There are different kinds of language of Bible, but most of it is English language. Some of the verses of the Bible is gone because maybe when they retrieve it, they cannot read the other parts. Or some of our ancestors remove it more from the verses because of on purpose. But still, the messages of the Bible is still good, even though you read it. Not evil. Even though some of the language that the translated is not appropriate with the real language meaning of or language of the translated words. If you read it all of that whole Bible, still a story of the past. It's a Bible story, or excuse me, historical story of how God started all until we are here. That Bible, that story Bible, is actually us, but different kinds of situations. It's a cycle that's happening. The story of Adam and Eve is happening this present on how it started, but we are not seeing it actually. We are just minding ourselves of physical materialistic world and not realizing that spiritual world is or life is important also. We have to combine to balance it also. Because if you are only gaining materialistic world, nothing will happen to you. How you understand things, how you do your plans, how you love is not actually love. Life's in chaos, even though you are a rich person. Decisions are, I can say, because you perspired in in that materialistic world, you became rich. Why is that part? But are you sure you have no loans in the spiritual world? There is, because you didn't put your life also in the spiritual world, and that's more dangerous, right? You put your life more in materialistic world. Maybe 99%, 1% only in spirituality, spiritual life. It should be 50-50, and you can still gain that richness that you have gained or you are going to gain. Because are you sure you didn't step on someone when you got that richness? Are you sure even yourself? Are you sure you never think bad, say bad, plan bad to gain that richness? Are you sure you didn't, if it's business, how you gain that richness? Are you sure you didn't step on other businesses? Oh, then I will mock you. That's that's the we. I mean, we deserve those words that I will mock you sometimes from other people because it is true. How come you're not healthy in here and in physical if you gain that richness in a wise way and even in earn energy? I can say, how come the aura is different? Like being in if you we put it in poor situation also, how come you are experiencing those feelings that you are feeling, those thinkings that you are thinking? Because all of us, we didn't stand up and start to fix ourselves from spiritual and physical world to balance it. So that's it. I've already told. That's it. I will end the video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell notification, comment if you want, share, or comment any sharing that you wanted, or topic, or anything that you want to ask and like.